Hello my dear friends, subscribers and whoever is watching this video. I promised to you a second part of video about insurance companies or health insurance company and about their managers or one manager who was murdered in the States not so long ago. So let's talk about that in part 2. So you probably know that he was murdered with, the way that he actually called his murderer to act upon him with certain acts, like we all do. And it's no coincidence that I'm actually recording that by the river, like I did the first video. Because if you observe river, you can see that it's just traveling from one part or from point A when it's actually coming out to the point B where it's going to the sea usually. So it's like a life. We can compare it to life because you're actually coming out like a human being on to this world, and then on the end you die and you're getting connected again with all the universe. So this is just the trip on planet Earth, and it's amazing how you'd like to experience that. Because if you observe River, she doesn't need nothing. She doesn't need a big house. She doesn't need a swimming pool. She can make the pools. You can see just in front of us. She made some pools. But those pools are not made for her. She made them for different species who can easily live life there in those pools. So she's giving those pools away to other species. She's not keeping them for herself. So everything what the river will do or take will be in use for others, somewhere on her way from the beginning to the end. And you, people, are not like that. You're not like river. It's like possessions. Not just one, not just two, not just three. You'd like to possess even your kids, your children, your own children. And you'd like to control them as much as it's possible until the end. So the most, or let's say, the most interesting about you, human beings, is that you're honestly like a virus. Like in movie Matrix, Agent Smith said, you just come to a certain point and you take as much as is possible just to own, just to enjoy by yourself. You don't want to share it. That's really amazing, because river is about sharing. Life is about sharing. Just think about it. How many people is outside of your house? Cold. Dying. And you're just saying, that's not my problem. And you can have a big house with 10, 15, 20 or 1,000 rooms. Empty rooms. You can even warm them up in the winter time. Just that water doesn't change into ice and damage your property. But you wouldn't share it with other people. You wouldn't open your house to other people. You wouldn't even open the money or the influence with other people. Only for you and only for your family in some cases. Why would you do that? If you would know that love is the only thing which exists. If you would know that God is love. If you would know that God is love. Why would you do that? Why would you be so stingy even towards your friends, even towards your children, and wanted to take money, houses, properties into another site? Or why would you be so stingy that your shareholders are more important than people who are dying or people who are losing the house or people who just claim something what is written in the insurance contract, but you, because of your opinion about those people, will not give them the money. Why would you do that? Why? You should always ask yourself when that actually happened for you on the beginning. Who was like that? So who you're blaming for that claim, insurance claim or health insurance claim? You're blaming your parents who didn't want to give you love and understanding just in that moment when you really need it. Maybe you were like 6, 5 or 7 years old and something happened. But that's not a problem of other people. It's a problem which you need to resolve with your own self. But you're always looking for the reasons outside of you. Somebody else is guilty that I don't have enough money. Somebody else is guilty that I don't have enough land. Somebody else is guilty of everything what is happening. Sometimes the country, sometimes the taxation office, sometimes the insurance company, sometimes police. But you don't do nothing to transform that. Why? Why are you waiting to God or onto God or somebody who should come from heaven and take care of you? Like your parents didn't do the job when you were like 5 or 6 again, and you were waiting for them to resolve that problem, and you're still cooking that anger towards them, and you're putting that anger towards all around you all the time. You can even observe people, how are they lifeless and walking with lifeless bodies around without a smile, without any connection towards nature or to their brothers and sisters. They're just disconnected. And they're convincing you and everyone how the big problem is in others, not in them. I just remember one policeman who actually entered into my flat. At that time, that was my mother's flat, let's say like that. I was like maybe 7 or 8. He knocked on the door, ring the bell, and I asked, who is it? And he said, oh, policeman. And I said to him, my mother is not at home. And he said, no, don't worry, I don't need your mother, I need you. It was a bit strange for me, but, we usually trust policemen, police, and those guys when I was like 7 or 8 maybe, I don't know. Okay, I said, and I opened those doors. He entered and he said, oh, I will not be long, I just like to check something with you. I'd like to ask you some questions. I said, okay. Am I not a bit too young to have a conversation with you without my mom? And he said, no, don't worry. Everything is all right. I'm a policeman. You can trust me. So I said, okay. He sit opposite of me, behind the kitchen table. And he brings some mud from his pocket in the paper. And in that mud was some shells from the guns. And he starts saying, oh, look, I bring this, and I'm convinced that you throw this into the glass doors, into the front glass doors of the block of flats. I was quite surprised that policeman would say something like that. And he started accusing me with all his power. And just imagine, I was maybe, like I said, 7 or 8, maybe 9, I don't know exactly. His surname was Kusher, I still remember that. And he started accusing me, yes, for sure, and just tell me the truth. So, how should I tell him the truth if he knows the truth already? At least he believes that he knows the truth already. So I tried to tell him, no, I'd never done that. Yes, you did, I'm sure of that. And if I'm sure and I'm a policeman, that's it, that's the truth. He said, no, sorry, I will not say yes to something what I never done. Like, I can't say that I done something what I never done. But he tried all his powers, all, to bring fear into my eyes and in my body. And he wear uniform, and just remember, when you wear the uniform, you think so that you're more powerful and you can get trust from people. And he done that more and more of accusation. And then in a certain moment I just have a look of that mud, and take that empty bullets in my hand. And he asked, okay, but then bring the gun which you have it. My mother really used a small gun, you know, that with empty, how you can say, with empty shells. They're just like, you know, they make noise. Those guns for when you start running on the meetings, athletic meetings, they shoot in the air with them, with those guns. Yes, we have one of those at home. So I left and bring it to him. And he have a look of those empty bullets. And he said, yes, you see, that's here in the mud. That's yours. That's yours. You done that. And then, you know, I still say, no, I never done that. I was not even at home at that time when that happened. No, that's for sure you done that. You done that. That's for sure. I said, no, trust me, please, no. Look, he said, just tell me that that's you and that's it. We finished and everything is all right and I will go away. I said, no, I will not. And then in a certain moment I take those empty bullets in my hands and compare them to each other. And in one moment, Eureka! Because those bullets are certain, I was completely certain they were not from my gun or from my mother's gun. Because the needle which touch or hit those bullets on our gun was very used, very old. So the band was all around. And a needle on another gun was nearly new and was completely a square side. And I have a look of that and I get a smile on my face. And I show him that and I said, look, if you take those bullets to any forensic, he can check that. And he will know that those bullets are not from this gun. He was quite surprised that some young boy is talking with him like that. He didn't overcome with me, with power, with uniform, and certainly not with fear, because I was fearless in a company of him. I opened the doors and I said to him, please, just go. I don't want to see you anymore. And he was shocked and he said, oh, I'm sure that you done it. I'm sure. It doesn't matter what the proof saying. It doesn't matter, that's not your gun. I'm sure that you done it. I said, okay, you can be sure in whatever you wish to be sure. Now just please go and never come back. And he left. So think about those words. Think who was the first man or a woman who tried to put power over you and accuse you of something, but you never done it. And because of the sake of peace, you might say yes. And that guilt, because you start lying, is still with you until now. And that's why you're working in the insurance company or somewhere else, or in a police, where you'd like to hide that guilt and overcome that guilt. But that will never be overcome if you will not complete that from your past, with people from your past, with your parents, with whoever accuse you of something what you never done. I love you all. I love you all. For a second part, God, Francie.